Good afternoon from Alamein Stadium. Looking forward to a massive game in the Women's Premier League, first against third. And we're into round 20 of the competition. Well, it's the 21st game for Calder. They've already played a round 22 fixture earlier in the season. And they're clearly on top, and you'd think we'll win the Premier's Plate. 18 wins, 2 losses. Alamein, 13-3-3, 1 point behind Balleen. Have got a game tomorrow against Heidelberg, which you'll also hear on Football Victoria's YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to that as well. Coming off a 4-4 draw, a cracker last week against South Melbourne Alamein, and probably should have won the game. Not sure that the penalty was there. I was a bit hesitant during the call of that last couple of minutes about whether the penalty was there. I thought that maybe the goalkeeper of South Melbourne, Hudson, could have been interfered with by Alonso in the penalty area, but the referee gave the penalty and Alonso wasn't able to score. But 4-4, it was a terrific game, and it ebbed and flowed. Calder have been outstanding. The last 5 weeks in particular. Scored 36, conceded 2. They scored 105 goals for the season. So they're averaging about 5 goals a game. And Catherine Zimmerman leading the goal scoring with 32. Absolutely dominating. 2 very strong teams today. Virtually at full strength. No Jacinta, though, for Alamein, gone for the season. She's been picked up by an English Premier League team. Asked the club which team. They said, can't say yet. So Adriana Taranto gets it underway for Calder. It's cleared at the back, though, by Checker of Alamein. And now Sandhu couldn't control it. It's over the sideline. And also been asked by Alamein today if we can mention their principal partner looking after the game and looking after the season. AVA Media Productions, Visa Counting, CFS Foods, and also Puma One Sport, who are their apparel sponsor. They thank them very much for their ongoing support. So, a chance now for Goff down the left-hand side. She'll come in towards the penalty area at the top of the 10-yard box. Korsha, who's a great defender, is able to force it away, but then Pastor gets a decent boot on it. Korsha gets it down again, and Calder will look to try and clear. Slews away from Beard, taken by Rampel with that very blonde hair. I wonder if she's bleached it during the week, Marie Rampel. Goes back now. Alamein in defence. Now in their attacking area. Lucy Johnson gets a header on it. Cleared by Aiki and over the sideline. So 0-0 in the opening minute. And the two coaches just talking about the fact that there might have been a couple of changes to the team sheet. They're laughing about it. There was a bit of that last week as well. There was no laughing matter between South Melbourne and Alamein last week as they push it forward through Gorsha again, down the left-hand side. Nice ball by Beard. Headed down and nothing that Melissa Barbieri could do. It was a beautiful cross by Beard, a long one to the top of the box, and it's headed in by Calder in the first couple of minutes, and they've scored. This is what they're so good at, this Calder team, and the two players have collided, the goalkeeper Barbieri and also the goal scorer for the Calder team. It was a tremendous contest right at the top of the goalkeeper's box, and it goes through from Schneider, I should say from Sinclair, her 17th goal of the season. And that is a great start by Calder. Beautiful cross by Angie Beard. And as is often the case, near the right-hand goal post, Sinclair is there. And Melissa Barbieri gets up, shaken and stirred. And that was a magnificent goal by Sinclair as the two of them basically knocked heads. But the good news for Calder was Sinclair was able to get a decent purchase on it and put it through in the right-hand corner. What a start by Calder. And they've got a lead of 1-0. Lovely ball by Angie Beard. So 17th goal of the season for Sinclair. And now Alamein chasing the game already, as is often the case against Calder for every team. Schraver's there, hoping it might go over the sideline. No, she had to put it over the sideline because Catherine Goff was right with her. And Jana Lawson inside the attacking half. Alonso makes a lead. It's trapped inside the area by Goff. Back to Lawson. Outside the area. Goes across the face. Headed down. Good defence by Aiki. And in the end, it is mopped up at the back by Oagi, the goalkeeper. So 1-0 Calder. They've scored in every single game they've played in this year. They've had 11 clean sheets as well. Alamein have had 7. There won't be one today, of course, for them. Rampel will clean up at the back, down the right-hand side. But it'll be stopped comfortably just inside the defensive half by Checker. But it's pushed over the sideline by Calder. And Sandu, who's so good last week, will take the resultant throw. Inside the defensive half, defending at the Hawthorn end. Down 1-0. Inside the first 5 minutes. Good play by Robers to get a boot on it for Calder. Again defending at the back. Tay for Alamein. Missing the attempted nod was Lawson. At the back, Schrober, one of the 2 American imports for Calder. Inside her pass. Stripped of it though, Robers. Good through ball, but had too much on it. Yakonis, and at the back it'll be tidied up by Oagi. With the score 1-0 Calder's way. Lovely header by Sinclair. And she made connection with the head, literally, of Melissa Barbieri, who was in some pain for a minute or so, but the tough veteran has survived. So is Sinclair. It spills to the back again. Inside the defensive half for Alamein. Tay comes out. Gets it down in the direction of Sano, who kicks into bodies. Angie Beard, who scored 20 goals this year, puts it over the sideline. Yakonis receives the throw from Sano, couldn't control it. Now a chance for the brilliant Zimmerman inside the penalty area, getting goal side, but putting it over the byline for the first corner kick of the day is Jessica Tay of Alamein. Pose there to Sinclair. And it'll be taken by Adriana Taranto, who scored 5 goals. So 1-0 lead. They've not beaten Calder this year, Alamein. Lost in the opening game of the season. The only time they've not scored this year, 3-0 and beaten 4-3. Nice deep ball. Parried away by Barbieri. Outside the penalty area, but again they'll get possession through Rampel, who got it from Melissa Taranto. Taken down again by Sano, but almost turned over. Good play by Goff to ensure she won it. But in the road, Aiki, down the left-hand side, defensive half. Coming at it is Beard, and Melissa Barbieri had to put it over the sideline. It wasn't a great pass backwards by Sano. And Beard was right in the face of Barbieri. They were pushing and shoving. And Barbieri had to just push it over the sideline. And she's not having Melissa. She's issuing instructions. Schrober throws it back into play inside the attacking half for Calder. She'll go after it again as Lawson stripped it from her. Down the sideline. The right-hand side. Good play, Goff. Inside ball now. Looking for Pastor. 2 to beat. Good play by Taranto. Pounces on it. But at the back, Checker does well. Slides it out now to Tay. Alamein in possession in the defensive half. Down 1-0. Great early header by Sinclair of Calder. Now they have the ball through Yakonis. And Alonso scored 19 goals this year. Down the right-hand side to Lawson. She's opposed by Schrober. Tries to come into the penalty area. Schrober keeps her honest. Then gets more support from Taranto. Schrober has to go back. The pass almost too long for Sandu. Good play by Taranto to force it back, but Tay kept possession for Alamein. In the defensive half again, Checker. Brings down the left-hand side. Wanted to get it to Johnson, but a great defensive nodder by Rampel in the road. Good ball by Adriana Taranto for Calder again, but tidied up at the back by Barbieri. And they're now 1-0. Alamein, early stages. Yakonis. Sano. Lawson. Good through ball. Pastor. Likewise again. Charging onto it is Goff to the top of the box. As she squared it up, but diving on it and stopping it is Aogi. Again, probably didn't have enough on it. And it was along the ground too for Goff, able to be vacuumed up by Aogi. Here's a chance now for Beard. Beard beats a couple on the left though. She couldn't get enough control on her shot from outside the area. and cleaned up at the back by Barbieri. Good counter-attack work by Calder, the top team in the comp so far, who play a semi-final in the Nike Cup this week against Heidelberg. Volley down in the defensive half by Rampel. Loose ball. Adriana Taranto. Rovers, the captain. Turned over though by Johnson of Alamein at the halfway mark. Pastor kicks into bodies. Close to the sideline. Kept alive by Sinclair and Melissa Taranto. But then chopped off by Yakonis at halfway. She's upended. There's going to be a free kick. It was a late call because she was pushed over and the ball had wandered to Gorsha, who's very good at zoning off and cleaning up at the back as the centre back for Calder, wearing those magnificent fluorescent pink boots. Beautiful light pink boots. Gorkan Korsha of Calder. And now Sandu lobs it long. Way too much on it for Pastor, and it'll sail over the byline at the Keong end or freeway end of Alamein Reserve, and it's a 1-0 lead to Calder, who have been very, very consistent all year and scoring goals at will. And been pretty good at the back as well. They've conceded 3 goals twice in the win over Alamein the second time around, a high-scoring game 4-3. And when Box Hill got hold of them, the only team that have sort of got hold of them this year, 3-1. But Box Hill have been highly inconsistent. Draws against NTC and Bayside, 2 of the bottom 3 teams. But they've beaten Calder. They've also beaten Heidelberg. Gorka towards the halfway mark. Headed down. Good play by Checker. She'll receive now. In fact, it's Sano. She does well, but it kicks into bodies. Good contest between Taranto and Pastor gets a challenge in. But again, they win possession. Calder. Long ball comes from Beard, but it's volleyed down by Tay. Taranto has to come out of Sinclair was right with her. Good defence at the back by Alamein. Sano, Checker inside the penalty area. Checker's pass too long. Chopped off in the attacking half by Adriana Taranto to Sister Melissa, who shoots long but wide and misses to the left-hand side. Again, a bit too much space by the Alamein defenders, allowing Melissa Taranto to have a long strike at goal. 1-0 early goal to Calder, a header by Sinclair. Schroeder does well to nod it towards halfway from the long kick out from Barbieri for Calder. Melissa Taranto runs onto it. Aiki at the back, but turned over by Johnson, but worried out of it by Rampel. Kicking into bodies again, Aiki. It's at halfway, Adriana Taranto. 2 players come across the bow. She goes to ground, and a free kick will go Calder's way. Just inside the attacking half. Zimmerman involved as well there for Calder, and it'll be taken by Rampel. In fact, it'll be taken by Korsha. Gorkan Korsha, star defender. Lobs it to the edge of the penalty area. Volleyed away by Checkers of Alamein. The header missed by Goff. Calder back inside their attacking half, but again turned over by Sano. Kicked straight into bodies. Good turnover again by Adriana Taranto, and then a good effort by Melissa Taranto to thrust the boot at her. She got ahead of Sandu, but couldn't get it through the legs of Melissa Barbieri on the edge of the box. Again, troubling times for Alamein as their defence was caught a bit flat-footed, and Melissa Taranto pounced on it and nearly made it 2-0, early days. Remembering last week, Alamein led 2-0 after 10. 15 minutes later, they were down 3-2 against South Melbourne. Lawson has it inside the attacking half. Not very fluid with their attacking moves at the moment, though, Alamein. Back now to Tay. Works her way through traffic. Finds Lawson. Lawson now. Good centering ball. Alonso. Alonso has Melissa Taranto for company and then goes down the line inside the penalty area. She got worried a little bit out of that one then, and that's why the pass wasn't where she wanted it to be and over the byline. So 1-0 Calder's way. Very organised at the back with Korsha and Schroeder and Aiki and Rampel. So 1-0. Good start to the game for the league leaders, Calder. Ayegi. Headed away nice by Yakonis. Rampall there. She got a little header at the back. Now inside the penalty area from Ayeki. Heads down the right-hand side. Had too much on it. And it's over the sideline. Zimmerman chasing after it after Adriana Taranto couldn't quite get near it. Back inside the attacking half for Alamein. Nice scissor kick by Lucy Johnson. She pushes it on. Catherine Goff in pursuit, but Ayegi will clear it again for Calder. But still inside the attacking half, Lucy Johnson nearly trips over the ball. She loses control of it. Rampall there. Tried to find Catherine Zimmerman. Zimmerman's pass had too much on it. Turnover on halfway for Alamein. On the far side, arriving Alonso receives the header, or receives the throw, I should say, from Sandu, and then it's taken backwards by Alamein, who looked to load up again through Barbieri, and then trapped cleanly by Sano. Under pressure from Beard. Oh, good play by Beard to force the turnover. Melissa Taranto, the brilliant Zimmerman, has scored 32 goals. 2 opponents around her. Alonso's one of them, comes at her, forces her to go backwards. She does cleverly towards Rovers, but then Alonso gets a foot in it. Doesn't go very far. Rovers turns it over again for Calder. The captain now on the outside to the dangerous Beard, has set up the first goal. Beard again across to the 10-yard box. Header down again by Sinclair, but straight to Barbieri, who was ready for it. In fact, it was Melissa Taranto. She was camped right in the heart of the goal mouth, and no harm done as far as Alamein were concerned, because she didn't move from her area. She did with the previous one, and hence she got offline, allowing Sinclair, despite connecting with the head of Melissa Barbieri, to score that goal. Pushed out of its Rampall inside the attacking half now, Alamein. Lucy Johnson, back now to Yakonis. Yakonis to Alonso. Could have scored 4 last week, scored 2. Her pass almost chopped off by Schroeder. Couldn't control it for Calder. Lawson can for Alamein. So can Pastor. Down the right-hand side. Goal side is Schroeder. And she does well to get a boot across. A lunging Lawson. And it's over the byline. But I think it's the first corner of the day for Alamein at the freeway end. H.A. Smith reserve. Sandu, who had so many corner kicks last week, will get the first corner kick of the day. She played very well last week, Sandu. She was moved into an attacking role when they brought Taylor Schneider on with about 15 minutes to go back. She played more of a holding midfielder's role for a large portion of last week's match. She's got Alonso close quarters here for the short pass if possible. But do you think she'll go for a deep corner kick? Right towards the box. An opportunity there for Lawson. She couldn't quite control it. She came in with the attempted volley off the knee roll, but couldn't control it and puts it wide over the byline. No harm done. She was camped heavily on the left-hand side there, but she arrived late and certainly with intent, Jana Lawson, who scored 7 goals this year for Alamein. 1-0 the lead for Calder. Approaching halfway of the first half. Little pass to Korsha, catching Alamein unaware that she was on her own. Then lob long inside the attacking half now by Ayeki. A player goes over the sideline and actually clambers into the fence for Calder. Taranto. Sandu takes it. Goes back now to Checker. Takes a long time for the ball to get to her. Now to Barbieri. Barbieri on the left. But in the road, Melissa Taranto heads it over the sideline again to keep it inside the attacking half, but it will be Alamein's ball. Alamein going reasonably well despite conceding that first goal in the first 5 minutes to Sinclair. She nodded one home, the 11th time that she's hit the score sheet this year, and her 17th goal. The 11th match, I should say. 17th goal. Tay to Checker at the top of the penalty area, and the Melissa Barbieri produces a falcon into the back of the head of Checker, has to go back and kick it again. Not a great kick. It is stopped by Calder at halfway. Taranto down to Schroeder, under pressure from Lawson, over the sideline. Which way? It'll be Calder's ball inside the attacking half. Very fine and solid defender, Ginny Schroeder. one of the two American imports, Catherine Zimmerman being the other one. Not a great throw. Headed down by Alamein, almost turned over by Melissa Taranto. Yakonis is there, lobs it cleverly to Goff, who misses it. At the back is Gorsha. Korsha doesn't normally have an opponent on her, but does well to win that exchange with Goff. Now towards Aiki. Aiki gets support from Robers, goes back now in the direction of Schrover. Schrover now finds a teammate, Melissa Taranto, but getting a boot on it, forcing it back is Tay for Alamein. Check has been good as the captain today. Down now towards Sano on the right-hand side, may have been held. She manages to break that attempted spoil and tackle from Beard, but her pass is not great. Lawson was way out of the picture, and Schrover manages to escort it over the byline. The idea was there, but just not enough on the pass. Lawson very wide then on the right flank, and not much she could do about that with a poor pass coming down that right-hand side from Alamein. 1-0 lead to Calder. Aogi down the middle, cleared at the back by Checker. Nice little nod at halfway. Alamein win possession again, bring it inside the attacking half. Sano attacks it hard, and then an Alamein player's pushed down. Poor challenge by Sandu of Alamein, and Angie Beard will take it. In fact, or Adriana Taranto. Adriana Taranto will take it. Like Korsha wearing those beautiful fluorescent light pink boots. Angie Beard will take it in the end. Long ball to the top of the penalty area. Headed down again, controlled cleverly by Sinclair. Back now to Rampel. Rampel a high ball, putting pressure on the defenders. Bounces in front inside the attacking area. Barbieri says, watch it. She has to stop the ball as there was a long opportunity there for Zimmerman. She thrust her boot at it just inside the penalty area as it rolled and landed. And the Alamein defenders were betwixt and between a bit, and Barbieri does well to stop it. Good dive by her, as Zimmerman's always dangerous around the goals, having scored in 17 of the 20 games she's played up until today, and almost had a 33rd goal of the season. The ref has stopped the play. We'll start again. Barbieri had to dive on it and go again as Zimmerman got out the back because there was a lack of talking for the Alamein defenders. One of the defenders should have nodded it away and they allowed it to pitch. And Zimmerman was there, always dangerous, as I say, near the goals. As Barbieri gets it defensively. Great contest between Sano and also Melissa Taranto. And they reckon Sano had the studs up. They both were going for the ball, and the yellow card is given against Julia Sano. I just think they were both going for the ball. I reckon both players were involved in that. Not sure that a yellow card, maybe a warning for both players, or if anyone, Sano, but I don't think a yellow card was deserving because they were both at the ball simultaneously, right together. It was a terrific battle. So a free kick, 10 metres out from the penalty area to be taken by Calder. Most of the players are standing very right of the penalty area. Barbieri's in the middle of the goal mouth. Angie Beard lobs it up. Barbieri's head's headed away. She's been beaten, and a magnificent header as she approached it. There's that girl again, Zimmerman. She came from the side. Barbieri went at it, and Zimmerman went at it aggressively and headed it past her. It's 2-0 Calder. Magnificent free kick taken by Angie Beard, taking the pace of it. I'm sure they practice that all the time at training. And Zimmerman's there again for a 33rd goal of the season. It is Calder 2, Alamein 0. Magnificent goal, magnificent free kick taken by the spot kick specialist of Calder, Angie Beard. So it's 18 games she scored in now, Zimmerman. And under pressure now, Alamein. Remembering South Melbourne were 2-0 down and they got back. But against this team, just can't see them conceding 3 goals in 20 minutes. Schrover, as they win possession again, the scissor kick by Beard. Loose ball again. Zimmerman there. Sandu does well to win control of the ball. She was goal side. Got it back to Checker. Few drops of rain. as Barbieri again to halfway, but it's headed over the sideline by Robers, the skipper. Her sister Elizabeth playing tomorrow for Heidelberg. They've missed the last couple of games due to washouts. They need to get their season back on track. Trailing fourth place South Melbourne going into this round by 4 points. And Sinclair, the scorer of the first goal. Not able to control it over the sideline. It's down the line. And good play by Yaconis. Schroeder. Lawson. Still in the defensive half for Alamein. Tay. She's trying to get around on her right and try and get it down the line, but it's stopped cleverly again by Zimmerman inside the penalty area. Now Alamein get it out, but there's nothing at the, well, in the attacking half for them. At the back and just sagging off is Korsha, turning defence into attack. She finds Rovers at halfway. Rovers a through ball to Zimmerman. She's dangerous outside the area. On the left, though, she wanted to get more elevation on that shot. She couldn't. Two opponents around her, and it rolls comfortably to Barbieri, who'll clean it up at the back. But the team is down 2-0. Goals to Sinclair and Zimmerman. The second from a great free kick taken by Beard and a wonderful header inside the penalty area from Catherine Zimmerman, who gets it again down the right-hand side as they turn it over again in their attacking half. Rample's there, headed back by Sano, but not all that decisively for Alamein. Won again by Melissa Taranto. Down now to Sinclair. Sinclair cuts inside of the penalty area, controlled by Zimmerman. She plays the scissor kick over her head, but defensively Alamein are able to clear it up. And now they bring it down through the middle of the park, through Goff, gets it out wide to Lawson, slightly flat-footed. Lawson goes inboard now to Johnson. Johnson goes long and high, but straight into the bread basket. Waiting in the middle of the goal mouth is Aogi. No damage done. But that was a promising move by Alamein. They went to switch, forcing Calder to get back quickly and put them under a little bit of pressure. But Johnson, unlike one she scored last week, she just couldn't get enough elevation on it or enough power. Magnificent strike coming down the right-hand side outside the penalty area when her team was down 3-2 in the first half. As again, it's cut off with another forward thrust by Alamein by Schroeder, who just does their job so efficiently in defence for Calder. 2-0 lead for Calder. Dan Lonergan with you in our coverage of the Premier League for women as we get into the business end of the season. These two will both be in the finals and Calder should win the Premier's plate. Cut off at halfway by Alamein again. Checker does well. Shares it with Tay. Checker lobbing it towards Goff. Too long for her. Gorsha's there. Nice ball to Zimmerman. Kept it moving. Good play by Adriana Taranto. Out wide to Beard. Beard down the left-hand side. Forcing Zimmerman to run. Can't get there. Sandhu's in the road. Chops it off. Pastor's been quiet so far. Lobs down the right-hand side. Nice nod, though. Virtually on halfway, still inside the attacking half by Schroeder of Calder. They win it back again through Beard. Back to Schroeder, but she was out of play. It's Alamein's ball just in their attacking half, and they trailed 2-0 in overcast conditions. Getting darker by the minute. Jana Lawson down the right-hand side. Controlled by Gorsha. Hurried boot. Here's Zimmerman. Pushed on again by Taranto. In the road though, Checker. Elects to go defensively to a goalkeeper, Barbieri, who's been kept busy. And got a knock on the head too in a collision which resulted in the first goal to Sinclair. Now Tay. Tay driving long. Nice header by Yaconis, but at the back, tidied up by Schroeder. And another very efficient defender. She gets it defensively, Gorka. But well done by Goff. Put a lot of pressure on Iogi. He just had to touch it away from Goff, who got inside the penalty area and almost got it past Aogi, but Aogi didn't panic, and now Rample wins it. They're on the attack again, Calder, inside their attacking half. Quick as a flash they are, and the ball's taken over the sideline as Beard and also Sano were waiting for that ball to go over the sideline, and Beard was hoping that she could force Sano into the last error. But Sano gets possession. Turned over again at halfway by Korsha, though. Alamein just can't get it past her, and Melissa Taranto's there. Back now to Rovers, also playing well, and Aiki. Aiki inside the attacking half. Forced on again by Calder. It slips down in the direction of Melissa Taranto. She leaves it behind. Emma Rovers backs her up. Ball's inside the attacking half again. They've got defenders at the back. Alamein through Sano, but attacking it hard. Melissa Taranto tries to shoot, but in the road. Good defence by Sano again. She wore one, and it's over the sideline. Last player to have it, Alamein's Pastor, who's been well controlled so far by Calder. Melissa Taranto involved in that exchange, and Schrover will win the throw inside the attacking half on the left-hand side with the team up 2-0. Nice ball to Zimmerman. The two Americans combining. Back to Schrover. Back to Zimmerman. Good play by Sandhu to force the error from Zimmerman's boot. And she'll go back now to go forward to Checker. Checker driving long down the right-hand side. Gorka does well to push Goff off it, allowing the ball to fall to Rovers. Back now to Aiki and then to Taranto, controlling it nicely at her bootlaces to Rovers again. Rovers under some pressure, wants to go down the right-hand side to Rampel. Johnson was awake to it, switches it for Alamein inside the defensive half, trying to keep it alive. Lawson just does that, but the pass is no good, taken by Adriana Taranto. And now to Schrover, and then pushed over the sideline. Good work, 2-on-1 against, that's what they haven't done enough of so far, Alamein, against Angie Beard. And Sano throws it back to Sandhu, and they load up again. Checker. Tay. Goff. Turnover at halfway. Zimmerman. Not a great pass. Awake to it. Sano. And Yakonis. Sandhu. Tay again. Kicks into bodies. Another turnover. Down the right-hand side. They look good. This is Sinclair to the top of the box and not able to get enough on it. Then was Zimmerman as she approached it hard and it got her on a knee roll and they managed to clear it away, Alamein. But some of the crosses have been very dangerous from Calder when they've got out the back with their speedy attackers and putting the Alamein defenders under enormous pressure. But she just couldn't quite finish then, Zimmerman. An opportunity for Adriana Taranto. Now she shoots. As once again past that, didn't get enough on that defensively, and actually pushed it into a dangerous location, but she had way too much on it and sails over the crossbar, Adriana Taranto. But defensively, just a bit disorganised. We know the Alamein coach, Sensei, likes to give his girls a spray if he feels they deserve one, and you can hear him underneath us where their change rooms are. And he'd be disappointed they're down 2-0. Charging his Checker. Sagging back though, Calder, allowing her an easy run. To Tay, driving down the right-hand side, but in the road again is Schrover. Lovely header. Tay's little ball to Lawson. Now to Pastor. Pastor can't get it past Rovers. Rovers turns it over brilliantly. Now she's under pressure from Pastor. Does well to get it back halfway, but in the road, Yakonis. Oh, missed by Gorsha. But at the back is Aiki, and Aiki, not brilliant on that occasion, off the side of the boot, and she has conceded the second corner of the day for Alamein. I wonder if Gorsha meant to miss that one, or she knew that Aiki was at the back. But Aiki didn't execute that very well at all, so it will be taken by Sandhu. The second corner. And the score is 2-0. Catherine Zimmerman getting instructions from the coach. Sandhu again. Nice deep ball to the top of the box. Lawson couldn't get a header in. Schrover can. Back now to Goff, who's been quiet. Has to go defensively. Set up by Checker. Checker balloons it towards the box again. Lawson, her header, slews away. Right-hand side. She was on the edge of the box and there wasn't much she could do about that. The 6-yard box of trying to get the header where she wanted it. She had two opponents around her and it sort of sailed away. She needed to get it right in the heart and be leaning in and facing the goal mouth, which he wasn't, unfortunately for Jana Lawson and also for Alamein. And it remains at 2-0. So Ayagi, straight down the middle, pretty in pink. Missed at the back by Sandu. Taken by Beard, and Beard is offloaded. Again, the ref, a couple of late calls, but it was definitely there. Trying to be physical, but almost a bit too physical at times, Alamein, as they try and peg back a 0-2 disadvantage here at home. And a free kick inside the attacking half to be taken by Calder again. Lobbing ball towards the 10-yard area. They've been good with the headers today. Scored their 2 goals from headers, Calder, but on that occasion it rolls to the back and Barbieri cleans it up. She'll throw it out now to Checker. Solid at the back, Emma Checker. She goes now to Yakonis. Alonso very quiet so far. Hasn't had too many decent balls yet. And now Sano receives, still in the defensive half, and Calder are happy to have it there as they sag back towards halfway. Barbieri was there, but she allows Tay to take it at the top of the penalty area. Switches it out the left-hand side to Sandu. Lobs it down towards Goff. Goff is there with her Aiki. Aiki putting pressure, gets a boot on it and beats Goff. They win it back again. They've been so good at the back today, Calder. Opportunity for Taranto. That's Melissa Taranto opposed to Sandu. Down the right-hand side. Good contest. Gets a boot to ball, but again a bit of pushing and shoving, and it will be another free kick going Calder's way. They've certainly had a lot more frees being presented to them because Alamein have been chasing tail. They would absolutely have more than the lion's share of possession. As our screen and our stats constantly update that for us. It's part of Football Victoria's coverage. 2-0 the lead. Long ball towards the penalty area, and it's headed out. Zimmerman was trying to see it over the byline because she knew it would be a corner kick. And again, a dangerous proposition for Alamein to have to contend with, knowing that how good Calder have been with their headers in the box or just outside the box in the penalty area today, converting opportunities through Sinclair early days when she clashed heads with Barbieri. A little pass comes out. Sinclair now, nice ball, trying to head it away. Zimmerman couldn't get there. Rolls to the back. Calder will run onto it first. Tay couldn't get there. They go back. Good play, Melissa Taranto to Gorsha. Gorsha's through ball looking for Taranto. But good play by Tay to get a little boot on it. Yakonis, though, had it stripped magnificently by Zimmerman. We know she likes long-range goals, but she won't with Yakonis right with her. Goes back to Rample, giving them run down the right-hand side, inside the attacking half. But it's headed away by Checker at the top of the penalty area for Alamein. Down to Goff, who delicately gives it out wide to Yakonis. And then Goff goes down the left-hand side. And Gorsha pushes it over the sideline in a good contest. But a rare foray forward for Alamein. And when they have made a move forward, they really haven't done it with much fluidity whatsoever. Nice ball. The throw, but again headed over the byline by Calder. Happy to concede a corner, the third one of the day, this time from the far side, down at the freeway or Kuyong end of Alamein Stadium. Second home game in a row for Alamein, who sit in third position on the table going into this round. Nice ball to the top of the 10-yard box. Aogi does well, opposed to Tay. Bit of pushing and shoving. Tay was looking for the header, but Aogi, with a bit of strength and a bit of foresight and also good judgment, takes the ball cleanly. Gets it back inside the attacking half for Calder. No one at the back. Cleaned up by Sano. Down now to Lawson for Alamein. Lawson looking to control it. But gee, she's a good defender, Shriver. But Lawson somehow turns her inside out. Charging inside the area. In pursuit of Shriver to the top of the 10-yard box. But cleared away by Calder. But only as far as past or didn't get enough on it. And then it's taken over the sideline after a little header to get it out of harm's way by Rample of Calder. And it will again be Alamein's ball, having a good couple of minutes to be taken by the tall figure of Catherine Goff, who scored 5 goals this year. 3 times they haven't scored this year, Alamein. Will this be the 4th? They trail 2-0. Close to half-time. She gets it down to Sano. Sano's a couple of cracks at it. Wins it again near the 10-yard box, but she runs out of room, trying to find a way through as the defenders, led by Aiki, came across to guard the left-hand side near the box for Calder. But once again, they concede another corner, the 4th one for Alamein, in pretty quick succession. Sandu to take it again. Well, she combined with Alonso, who's very close to her, and they'll just have a little pass. But Sandu's been pretty good with her corner kicks this season, fairly deep, curling in. Number of defenders right on the edge of the goal mouth. Rampel, the left-hand goal post. Schrober, right-hand goal post for Calder. This is a good ball at the top of the 10-yard box. Headed away again, though, by Calder. Good defence. Down to Zimmerman. Delays the pass. And then elects to try and run away through the middle of the park. Down the right-hand side, she got affected at the end. Turnover by Pastor of Alamein. That may have been some handball there, but the ref missed it and allowed it to play on. And then it's over the sideline. It will be Alamein's ball inside the defensive half to be taken by Sandu. I thought originally by Pastor. As the wind picks up, might reduce the prospect of rain. Quite overcast now. Back to Checker. Now to Barbieri. Back down to Checker. Checker to Sandu. Sandu lobs it down the left-hand side. 2 to beat now. Goff, 2 defenders. One is Aiki. Behind a Rampel. Comes inside now. Goff inside the penalty area, but ripping work by Rampel to get a little boot involved there. That was great play by Marie Rampel to win it back now for Calder in the defensive half. Down the left goes Beer with a lobbing ball, but it'll be stopped at the back by Checker. She finds Tay. Tay a little bit unsure. Turns it over to Rovers. Rovers for Calder, but again getting in the road and cutting it off is Yakonis for Alamein. And now Checker sharing with Sandu. They load up again through Checker in the defensive half. Down 2-0 Alamein. Approaching half-time. Back to Alamein's Tay. And now in the direction of Lawson. Missed on this occasion by Sano as they got it inside the attacking half. Good stripping and good challenging by Beard. Good ball by Zimmerman. Lobbing it now to Sinclair. A defender Tay right on a hammer. Down to Beard again, but camped inside the penalty area is Checker. And she rolls it away to Barbieri. That might nearly go out of play, but Barbieri does well to get it, but then she kicks it over the sideline to buy her team some more time. It will be Calder's ball on halfway, holding on to a 2-0 lead. The goal difference now is 90, 107 for and 17 against. Nice ball. Taken by Adriana Taranto. Then Melissa's sister gets stripped of it by Alonso. Good through ball to Lawson. Lawson now likes to go down the right-hand side. With her is Gorsha. Looks to cut in to the top of the 10-yard box. Schrover's there. Taken by Goff. Has opponents around her. 5 opponents wearing grey shirts. Eventually strip her off. It was a good effort, though, by Goff. Needed more support. Just a bit reactionary at the moment is Alamein, but they'll turn it over in the attacking half. Beard had it stripped by Sano. Heads it down the right-hand side, but in the road, Korsha once more. Taken by Sinclair. High ball as she tried to head it down from Beard. And now an opportunity for Alonso. Shoved off it. 2-on-1 again. They've often outnumbered their opponents in the battle when the ball's been in dispute. And again, they win at Calder. Through Sinclair, the scorer of the first goal. A through ball, but no one at the back. Mopped up comfortably by Checker, doing a good job in defence. And Checker was going to go to Yakonis. She allowed it to fall to Lawson. Heads down the right-hand side. Not a lot of percentage in that because 2 defenders at the back, one of them Korsha. Looking for Schrover to try and keep it alive. She can't. And Yakonis will win the ball back for Alamein inside their attacking half. 2-0 lead. Little throw to Alonso, who tracks it back to Yaconis back to Alonso. I reckon she had a bit of handball on that as she tried to control it. Good centering ball by Lawson. Back to Yaconis. Yaconis was going to go to Sano. It was left now for Tay. Right on halfway for Checker. Back to Sano. Back to Tay. Good defence by Calder, making all the passes rush for Alamein. Better by Sano to the top of the penalty area. Headed away Aiki from Calder. Approaching it, Melissa Taranto. And then footed away by Korsha of Calder. To halfway, Zimmerman's there. But then thrusting a boot at it right in Zimmerman's face is Checker of Alamein. And then Rampel does well to defend nicely with a good nod. But Alamein push it over the sideline well inside their attacking half. Two 0 the lead. Approaching half time. Goals early to Sinclair, a header where she also crashed into Melissa Barbieri. And then a terrific free kick by Beard, took the pace off it, and in the penalty area with a wonderful header. She scored goals from every position and every spot possible this year, Zimmerman, her 33rd of the year. Great header past Melissa Barbieri, who made the decision to approach her and come at her, and Zimmerman was able to get it past her. Now, call to win possession. The aforementioned Zimmerman arrives now. Back to Rovers, down the right-hand side. A limp ball. Cut off at the back by Barbieri. Little pass now to Checker. Back to Barbieri. Sharing with Checker. In the defensive area. 1 minute of extra time remaining in the first half. Stopped at halfway by Rovers. Now Taranto. Missed by Beard. Tay's with her and eventually wins possession. Back to Barbieri again. Will kick it away. On the left-hand side, Sandu all on her own. Looking to build something now. As Yaconis is on the ground. Is she in trouble here? It's not cramp. She's got a left knee heavily bandaged. Almost at half-time. As the rain starts to fall ever so slightly as the Calder girls get together. And the coach summons Ginny Schrover and tells her what she wants. If she looks in trouble right on half-time, Yaconis, as I say, with that left knee heavily bandaged, and she's limping off in the closing stages of the first half. So maybe they might play the last remaining minute or so, or less, of the first half with 10 players, Alamein, and hope they don't concede right on half-time to be down 3-0. It's a risk, but as I say, it's right on half-time, so it might give the medical staff of Alamein an opportunity, as we'll go back and start again through Barbieri, to work on Alana Yaconis with that injury. Or will she be replaced at half-time? We'll keep an eye on that. Checker. Out to Sandu. On the left-hand side. Back to Checker. Dying embers of the first half. Checker had nothing on offer. And that's half-time now. So they played with one player short for about 20 to 30 seconds, Alamein. Good first half by Calder. Good contest. They scored early. Terrific header in the box. Lovely cross to Sinclair as she clashed heads with Melissa Barbieri and got it past Babs, the former Australian great. Made it 1-0 in the first 5 minutes for Calder. And then a free kick about the halfway mark of the first half by Beard. Took the pace of it. Zimmerman was there. Barbieri made the decision to leave the box and try and knock it away. But Zimmerman got plenty on it, got it past her with a beautiful header right in the middle of the scone. She nodded it away, her 33rd goal of the season, to give Calder a 2-0 lead, and Alamein have got the job in front of them to try and ensure this isn't their fourth loss of the season, knowing they're third on the table at the moment, 1 point behind Bulleen, who've got a match tomorrow against Heidelberg, who are fifth, 4 points behind South Melbourne going into this round. Remembering, though, Heidelberg have got games to make up. Their last two games at home have been washed out due to the pitch not being up to scratch after a lot of rain in Melbourne in the previous 2 weeks, although it's been a reasonably unseasonal July, quite mild, although today the rain is coming. And it's ever so slight at half-time. We hope it's not too heavy in the second half. So some work for Alamein to do. Calder leading 2-0 at half-time. Back with the second half shortly from H.A. Smith Reserve in Alamein. All right, now we've got 45 to go. So the second half about to get underway. The Alamein coach is known to give the girls a spray, and I thought he's pretty measured. Just saying they need to be more aggressive on the ball. Passes need to stick. Defensively, they need to be a bit better. Hence the 2 goals in the penalty area from headers. And Melissa Barbieri did blame herself for one of the goals. Couldn't hear which one it was. But she also had a bit to say. But it was reasonably positive. This is the best side in the comp. And I think that you're going to have to be very special to beat them. Doesn't mean it's all over yet, as Alamein are in defence as Barbieri boots it past after there were a number of passes. And now it's turned over again by Gorsha, who's been terrific again. And Checker goes back. Checker receives from Barbieri. Has to switch back because she looks up and sees all these grey shirts in the middle of the pitch. So they've got to try and bring it down that right-hand side. That's lobbed long by Tay. 2-1 against Goff, and that's what she's had to contend with all day. I thought she did remarkably well under the pump with 2 opponents around her to draw a free kick then, Catherine Goff. And then they get all their numbers back. The top of the penalty area, Calder. Bar 2, who will stand 5 metres away on that right-hand side confronting. The kick from Sano, headed away by Gorsha, but Pastor will come back and grab it and get it back to halfway, and Sandu, but that pass was terrible. Turned over, but Sinclair got too much on it, stopped by Sandu again. Just kept alive by Checker. Down the left-hand side to Goff. Goff, though, is on the wrong side, is coming inside and putting her on goal side was Aiki. Then Goff got another shot at it. Good defence again. Long ball comes in from Checker. It's headed away by Gorsha, bouncing just outside the box. Pass to try to get a boot to it. Good defence by Calder. They thrust boots at it and they get it away and save the day. Paster's there. She almost collides with an opponent in Melissa Taranto, and it goes down the right-hand side and over the sideline. It will be Alamein's ball. Had a bit of rain at half-time at the interval. It's not too bad now. Sprinkling a bit. So Alamein attacking hard here. The top of the penalty area. It's headed away over the sideline again by Melissa Taranto. Just getting numbers back. Great two-way running by this team. Once again, that throw didn't find a target. Turned over once more. But good play by Sano to make sure she stands her ground and keep it inside the attacking half for Alamein. It's a long ball coming from Lawson, but comfortably taken by Aogi, who really hasn't had a lot to do today. And she showed great authority to take it cleanly. Straight down the middle, headed back by Sano again, has been very good. Inside the defensive half, Calder has Schrover there getting a little pass out. Now towards Rovers. Rovers a long ball. Is Zimmerman onside? She is. She's inside the penalty area. She comes to the top of the 10-yard box in an attempt to try and score under immense pressure from Sinclair. She thrust a boot at it, tried to volley it in, but had 2 opponents hanging off her and it misses. But again, the crossing has been exquisite when they've had an opportunity from Calder today. And they lead 2-0 early stages, second half. Down the right-hand side, Tay, long ball. Goff Headed back again by Gorsha, one of the best defenders in the competition, if not the best. And over the sideline. Taken once more by Goff. Good defence at the back, Rovers and Aiki. And now Lawson. But in the road again. Calder with numbers. But the ball's off the side of the boot and over the sideline on halfway. It will be Alamein's ball. Doing a lot of the attacking early stages, second half. Goal here might put a bit of pressure on Calder. Had 11 clean sheets, aiming for number 12. Adriana Taranto. Zimmerman, long ball. Beautiful pace on that. Sinclair on the edge of the area. Two opponents around her. Cuts inside. Beat one. Couldn't beat the second. Tay made her have to work for it. Got it back to Schroeder. Schroeder a long ball, but Taranto coming out, Barbieri, I should say. She met that. A couple of times she's come out and goals have cost her today, but on that occasion she came out and thought, I'm going to get this, and managed to take it cleanly. Clears it towards halfway. Schroeder, though, comes in and gets a boot on it again, as she so often does, Ginny Schroeder of Calder, and then Checker heads it back. Again under some pressure from Zimmerman. Flirting with a bit of danger, but Barbieri's there. Back now to Tay. Kept honest by Zimmerman. Barbieri finds Checker. Sandu. Checker again. The Alamein coaching bench saying open it up. Barbieri, but they just get numbers back virtually mid-pitch, as you can see. Calder making it hard for them to get any flow. They go down the right-hand side now, booting it long and high is Tay. And Gorsha again happy to concede it over the sideline, getting goal sight on Catherine Goff, who's had her colours lowered today. Lawson, little throw to Pastor. Again, stopped by Rovers. Lawson again, a long floating ball. It hits the top of the crossbar, and then it favours Calder on the rebound as they bring it down the right-hand side. Good play, Melissa Taranto. Zimmerman traps it hard. With her is Tay. They've had a good battle today. Goes back to Melissa Taranto. Pushed off it almost by Pastor, but she controls it. And you'd have to say there's a free kick because Yakonis has recovered from that injury right on half-time. Was holding onto the shirt of Melissa Taranto. Was in front and controlling the ball. And they've certainly had most of the free kicks today because, as we've said a few times, Alamein have trailed them in a lot. And they've certainly had a lot more of the possession. 2-0 the lead. Goals in the 5th minute. A header for Sinclair in the 25th minute. Zimmerman from a well-constructed free kick, courtesy of Angie Beard. Beard on this occasion completely miskicks the free kick, and it rolls away along the ground aimlessly over the byline. Barbieri passing back into play to Checker, the skipper, who's been solid at the back today for Alamein. Up now to another one of the defenders, Yakonis. That's a poor pass, and Sandu is caught napping, taken by Beard. Beard, though, kicks into bodies. Alamein clears it momentarily, keeping it inside the attacking half. Calder back now to Melissa Taranto, over to pass. It's too long for Beard to get a boot on it, and over the byline once more. 2-0 the lead for Calder. First playing third. Third time Alamein have met Calder this year. And could be their third defeat. Beaten 3-0 in the opening game of the season, 4-3. When they were starting to find form. Their first 5 weeks were a bit up and down, Alamein. 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw. As again, they can't clear the attacking areas. They kick into bodies. Calder just doing the right thing, getting a body in here and there, a boot in here and there, to ensure that Alamein have to keep working in their defensive half to try and clear it. Coming across is Rovers. It's put over the sideline. She's claiming that Alamein had it last, but the ref will have nothing of it, doing a wonderful job again today. And it goes the way of Alamein. They have to go back, though, to Tay. Almost a turnover in midfield. It will be now. Beard long and high. Taranto! I should say Barbieri can't get back and stop that. That is a magnificent goal by Beard. And that was 15 metres out from the penalty area. Magnificent goal from Angie Beard. Gee, I tell you what, I've seen some long goals this year, and that nearly takes the cake. What a shot by Angie Beard. And Barbieri couldn't get back and stop it. She just left her line and then realised that was sailing and sailing and sailing. And what a goal by Beard. So the three leading goal scorers for Calder have all got goals, and Beard's the best of them. Another long strike by Calder as they lead 3-0 and just about had this game parcelled up. Turnover though for Alamein. For Calder again. Schrober down the left-hand side. Pass by Sinclair, too long. Stopped at the back by Checker. What a piece of play that was by Beard. Again, loose marking by Alamein, allowing a free, and she just was able to get the strike she wanted. We've done that regularly this year. Mind you, every game I've seen a long strike from well outside the penalty area. Good play, Rovers, down the left-hand side. Controlling it now, Sinclair. Sandhu whips it off her and puts it over the sideline. What a strike that was by Beard. 3-0 the lead. Again, defence by Alamein pretty good as Calder were boxed in that left-hand corner near where the byline and the sideline meet. And Alamein put it over the sideline. The throw back to the edge of the penalty area. Schrover's there again. She's been very good, as she so often is. Started up into Adriana Taranto, and Yukona says sorry. So, again, the ball to be taken by Calder to the edge of the area. Headed down by Lawson. Lawson boots it away. Once again, Calder's ball on the left-hand side. Pressure on the Alamein defence. Having to get back inside the penalty area. Try and close it up. The throw to the top of the area. Shooting to the 10-yard box, to the 6-yard box again. Was Calder, but cleared by Alamein. Coming back is Rampel. Rampel lobs this one, not with the pace or the ferocity of the drive, which produced a goal from Beard. And Barbieri takes it comfortably. 3-0 the lead. That was the margin back in round one. Back goes Checker. Finds Tay. Finds Barbieri. Just unsure here. Checker's told to take the space. And then had Beard running at her. Slides it wide now to Tay. Tay a looping ball. The header missed by Lawson. Goff comes back to help her out. Schrober's there. Goff takes it away from her to the top of the box. Cleared away by Aiki over the sideline. Getting in the road Goff to ensure that they win possession, Alamein. 3-0. Long ball, and it goes over the sideline. So it looks like a sub might be made here. Alamein ready to make one, and Taylor Schneider's going to come on, and Sandhu's going to come off. One of the two Americans. Taylor Schneider. And there's a double change in Yukonis, who they worked on to get her fit, doesn't look fit. And she's coming off as well for Lemieux, number 10. So double change for Alamein as they chase this game and need 3 goals in a hurry to try and inflict Calder's, do you call it inflict? Or produce Calder's first draw of the year. 2 losses, 18 wins. Been outstanding, scoring regularly every match. Aogi, nice ball, missed by Lemieux. At the back, Checker. Back inside the attacking half, almost in the penalty area. Controlled nicely, Goff coming across it past Schrober. Gee, they've been good. They've combined so well today. How good have they been? Getting numbers back. They just know each other so well, Calder. They're well drilled and they are able to concede a corner. They've had a few corners, Alamein, but haven't made much of them. And Sandhu has been the corner kick taker, but she's just been subbed out. And it means Alonso's had a pretty quiet day. 19 goals this year. Could have scored 4 last week, scored 2. hardly sighted, is going to take it. Right next to her is Pastor. So we'll see what happens here. Right to the top of the 10-yard box, a nice header. Or the 6-yard box, I should say. Nice header from the tall Lawson. They got up, but she again puts it wide. The second time she's done that. Calder again had a lot of grey shirts around to make it a bit harder for her. Trying to crowd her and box her in. 3-0 the lead. Aogi goes wide, extremely wide. Errant kick in by Aogi, the goalkeeper. Back into play for Calder, Alonso. Combining with Sano. Now a chance for Goff. Through ball. Johnson. Great play by Rample to come across their path and charge it over the byline to concede another corner. Gee, their defence just working in unison, as we so often say at Calder. Getting numbers back. Ensuring the goalkeeper Aogi isn't put under too much pressure. So we'll see what happens with this corner from Rachel Alonso. Loops it to the heart of the penalty area. It's headed down. Taken by Lawson. Good effort by Tay to approach it and volley it. But misses. Going wide. Aiming left hand. So the score remains 3-0. But slightly dangerous there by Alamein. But again, it's very hard when you've got all those grey shirts around you and you've got to get it through them and then past the goalkeeper, who's getting wonderful protection, Aogi. That ball stays in play. A couple of headers involved. Slide it over the sideline. Alamein's ball at halfway. So goals to Sinclair, a header. Zimmerman, a header. And then a long goal. I call Taranto as the goalkeeper. Was she going to stop it? Barbieri, of course. A few Melissas out there today. A long ball from Beard. And now here's a chance for another one. Absolutely sailing at that one again was Melissa Taranto, but not enough elevation. And Melissa Barbieri was in the road and stopped it. 3-0 again. Having a real drive at that one, at least 10 metres outside the penalty area. Force back Schneider to Barbieri out to the right-hand side as Alamein try and get it inside the attacking half. But Rovers is there to cut it off. Her pass almost turned over. Down the right-hand side, Tay. Good ball. Goff's in for shoot. With her, though, is Aiki. And Aiki wins the day for Calder and manages to put it over the sideline in a good contest. Throw back into play. Lawson receiving from Goff. Tucked in by Schrover, who again tries to worry Goff out of it. And they concede another corner. Happy to do it, though, Calder. The third corner kick of the half for Alamein on that right-hand side at the Hawthorn end. As the rain stays away in this second half, 3-0 lead to Calder. Alonso again, the pint-sized finisher. Good ball to the heart of the penalty area, headed down by Schneider. Headed away again by Gorsha of Alamein. Schneider kicks into bodies. She comes again, Taylor Schneider for Alamein. Pass out wide to Alonso. Alonso goes towards the goals, but again, comfortably taken and cleaned up at the back by Aogi, standing near the right-hand side. 3-0 the lead. That kick is not great. Will be cut off at the back by Sano. Sano down the right-hand side for Alamein. No one there, though, to get on the end of it and try and make something of it. And it finds the sanctuary of the sideline. Schrover, such a reliable defender, as we've mentioned a few times. They've got all bases covered. When you've scored 108 goals and only conceded 17, you're not doing much wrong. Looks like there's going to be a substitution here for Calder. Alexander Gummer, who came from South Melbourne a few weeks ago in a controversial exchange, South Melbourne weren't happy with aspects of her attitude and her game, according to some of the coaches there. She's getting ready to come on. And Polly Doran, who's been very, very good, coming on as well. Alexandra Sinclair has scored the first goal, being subbed out. So one striker replaced by another, one of 4 players who've scored double-figure goals this year for Calder. Although Zimmerman has scored 33 and she leads the goal scoring by 11 going into this round in the competition. Lobbing ball inside the penalty area in the attacking half for Alamein, but again cleared by that watertight Calder defence. Back now from Lemieux, and Checker kicks into bodies. Happy to be worn by the Calder players. And Doran, who's come on. As Aiki is the other player coming off. She's been pretty solid as well. So Aiki and Sinclair off. And now Rample's there. 3-on-1, and she might nearly win this. But won by Checker. Top of the penalty area. Johnson's been quiet today. She gets it back now to Sano, who's tried very, very hard. Bit of pushing and shoving. She's put under some pressure by Zimmerman. Has to go back to Schneider. Schneider, a high ball. It's headed defensively by another American playing for Calder, Schrover. Back to Schneider. Gets a little boot on it to Lawson in midfield. Defensive half, though. And now Tay receives. She tries to find it down the right-hand side. But unfortunately, Alamein can't get there. Tay's there. And she allows it to bounce. Almost a lack of indecision. But good play by Barbieri to boot it on the left. Put it over the sideline. Schrover can't control it. 3-0. They get it inside the attacking half now. But it goes over the sideline again. Happy to concede another corner. Good defence by Calder. That's been one of the strengths of their game today. And they've had numerous corner kicks. And they've generally been pretty deep and dangerous. But because Calder are getting so many numbers back, either camped in the box or the penalty area, just makes it hard for Alamein to get any decent ball or get a good header in like Calder did twice in the first half to convert. Here's a chance now. It's headed down and cleared right on the goal line by Rample. Does well to help a goalkeeper out who was out of position. Now there's a header as another lovely ball comes in from Alamein, and Taylor Schneider did pretty well. She stood tall. She got a lot on it. The nod, but again, astray. They've had a few headers in the penalty area. 2 for Lawson, 1 for Schneider there, but just not quite hitting the target. But one of their more dangerous moves today from a nice cross from Alamein from the far side at the Hawthorn end. 3-0. Long ball, Aogi. Headed away again by Rovers. Volley down. Good defence by Sano. Gorsh is there again. Kicks over her head. Johnson should keep it alive. She does. Goes back now to Alonso. Getting a bit more of it in the second half. Through ball, poor. Gorsh is there, and Aogi says, leave it for me, Gorhan. And she does. And she will set up again. They're certainly attacking hard here. She played it to her own advantage. Coming at it was Goff, and in the end she picks it up. Long ball, off the side of the boot a bit, to halfway. Headed down by Tay. Good play by Pastoral to turn it over as Calder might have had possession. Alonso, out to Johnson. Johnson now 2 opponents around her, and is pushed over the sideline again by Calder. And Tay will take it in front of our commentary position. 3-0 the Calder lead. Lovely long strike by Angie Beard, the highlight of this half, where I thought Barbieri had it covered. And it just kept sailing and sailing and sailing from well outside the penalty area. which has been a feature of women's football this year. I think I've seen one every week in the last 8 weeks. Long ball came in from Sano. Defended away, though, by Rovers. Schrover's there as well, as Alamein get it deep towards the penalty area. It's over the sideline once more. Gummer helping out as well with Schrover. Up to the box, and then a shot outside the penalty area is called. It didn't clear it very well. Came from Hannah Lawson, but she misses again. She's aiming for that left-hand side, but they seem to be getting further and further away. That was a bit more dangerous as far as the Calder defence was concerned, as Alamein are attacking maniacally. 3-0 the lead. This could just be the second time this year that they're goalless in a game, both times against Calder, which means should they meet in the finals, and they will both be in the finals, they've got some work to do. Good ball by Aogi. Rampel down the right-hand side, controlled brilliantly by Zimmerman. The bootlaces of Doran. And now a good pass, Adriana Taranto down the left-hand side. Schrover after it. Too much carry on it, and it sails over the sideline. Good endeavour, though. Good running by Schrover. She ran quickly. She ran with urgency. And we've talked about the two-way running of the Calder team all day today. Schneider traps it. Long ball. Wayward over the sideline, down the right-hand side. Another substitution about to occur for Calder. And Raquel Derelaz, one of their good young players, has scored 4 times this year. Coming on, lots of experience, but lots of young players as well in this Calder team. A wonderful mix, that's why they're dominating the competition. And they get ready for a Nike Cup match later in the week. So a change made, Adriana Taranto and those fluorescent light pink boots coming off. She again has done a power of work. And a chance for Delara. I saw them a few weeks ago when they beat Bulleen 4-2, and she was very industrious with her work ethic coming on around about this time in the second half. A team leading 3-0. They had a good lead that day as well. Schneider cuts it off, heads it down the right-hand side, bobbling around. Goff couldn't get much on it. Cleared defensively by Schrover to her other partner in crime, Gorsha. Gorsha comes down through the middle of the pitch. Rampel attacks it hard. Gets a high ball inside the attacking half. Nice header by Sano. Well trapped and controlled by Pastor. Little header by Goff. Probably unsure what she was doing there and didn't do enough with it. Cleared by Calder again. Cut off by Schneider. Has been good since coming on for Alamein. At the bootlaces again. Rampel. Got it from Delara. Schneider foots it away on the volley. Down to Johnson for Alamein. Can they construct something here? Through Alonso. The answer to that is an emphatic no. Down the right-hand side. Taken by Melissa Taranto. Hot on her heels. Putting immense pressure on her. This is good play by Checker. But she does well to eventually win it. That was great play. Got it to Beard. Beard a long ball. But able to take it comfortably at the back is Barbie Arias. He throws it out wide now to Lawson. Lawson has been slightly flat-footed all day. Wasn't really ready for that, I thought. But got it to Schneider. Schneider goes to the right-hand side to Sano. Sano now back down to Lawson. Lawson now back to the middle of the pitch, still defensively. And Schneider switches to the left. Checker. Checker back now. They've got to try and set something up. Lemieux. Checker. Schneider to halfway. Good defence again by Calder. They've been wonderful all day. Rampel's been one of those, combining with Melissa Taranto then. Now Zimmerman. Good attack on the ball. Too much for Rovers. But unfortunately, Sano kicks into Rovers, and now there she is, just having a nice little run and jog down the left-hand side. Schrober to the penalty area. They can't control it, unfortunately. Calder through Doran and cleared by Alamein once again. But there she is on her own, just marginally inside the defensive half is Korsha of Alamein. And again, Goff is there, but too many opponents around her. It's been 1-on-3 and 1-on-4 a lot today when Alamein have gone forward. That's been the difference between the two teams. A turnover once again, and it's over the sideline. 3-0. Kept alive by Calder down the right-hand side. Schneider, Sano, again defensively. They have to do that a lot because of Calder pressing up the field and cutting off the exits at halfway. Barbieri inside the attacking half. Fizzy Rample's been good at the back. Gets a boot on it. Only as far as Schneider has made them look a bit more composed since coming on 10 to 15 minutes ago for Alamein. Here's a chance now for Melissa Taranto. Couldn't get much on it. Good ball, Doran. Good play, Zimmerman. Here's a chance to finish it, and there's another goal. Great finish past Melissa Barbieri. Wonderful build down the left-hand side for Calder, and they make it 4-0 as they add insult to injury for Alamein, as the rain adds insult to injury for the commentators and the supporters. So 4-0. And that is an excellent goal to Polly Doran, her 12th of the season, the super sub. As she ran, she stayed on side. All she had to do was beat Barbieri on the left-hand side. Forlorn dive by Melissa. So 2 weeks in a row, she's conceded 4, and 3 times this year Alamein have conceded 4. So they're leaking a bit at the back. Can they get one back? But good play, Gorsha. She'll ensure they won't as they try and get their 12th clean sheet. First against third. Really has been one-way traffic after Calder scored in the first 5 minutes of the game. There was a clattering of heads between the goalkeeper Barbieri, who left the box to try and stop the attempted header from Sinclair, but Sinclair got it past her. Barbieri came off worse for wear, but recovered. It's been tough for her since, including that very long range from Beard. Anyway, here's Johnson down the left-hand side. She was trying to cut inside and put it in a dangerous location, but once again, as has been their case in the second half, it's put over the sideline, this time by the captain Robers of Calder, and another corner kick coming up for Alamein. And they've certainly had their fair share of those, as it looks like Caitlin Roberts is getting ready to come on late in the game as the rain is the heaviest it's been all day. And there's going to be a change too for Calder. Alana Byrne getting a run. So Catherine Goff off for Caitlin Roberts. And Catherine Zimmerman, the star goal scorer, 33 goals, having a rest in 18 of the 21 games she's played. What an unbelievable record that is. You look at that in AFL and say that's not a bad record either, considering a lot more goals are meant to be scored in the AFL. That was a lovely deep corner to the right-hand side, headed down by Tay, but again the defence was able to clean it up for Calder, which they've done all day. They bring it down the right-hand side, but Pastoral gets back and goes defensively to Barbieri. He'll start again for Alamein. Down 4-0. Headed on again. Ramples at the back. Does well. Controlling it nicely, Beard. Now it goes out wide. Getting a little boot on that as the sub who's just come on for Calder in Byrne. But again stopped at the back by Schneider for Alamein. Knocked on again by Roberts. And down the right-hand side to Pastor. Lawson 2 to beat. That's always been a problem for her today. And she's not goal side. Wants to cut inside now. Gummer's keeping her company. She gets close to the byline. Gets to the top of the box. Again cleared well by Robers, who's done well playing as a holding midfielder and getting back in defence whenever possible, like a number of her teammates. Hence why they've managed a clean sheet up to this late stage of the match. 4-0 Alamein's way. Controlled again. Schraver at the back. And she's happy to put it over the sideline. Competing with Jana Lawson in a push and shove contest. Another wonderful display this by Calder as they get ready to play Heidelberg. They've got a lot of football to play in the next few weeks. Semi-final of the Nike Cup, the midweek comp. They're 2 games behind, having had their last 2 washed out at the Heidelberg Stadium. And they're away to Bulleen tomorrow night. I'll be broadcasting that game for Football Victoria on the YouTube and looking forward to it as well. They must win the next 2, South Melbourne. I should say Heidelberg, South Melbourne 4 points clear of them going into this round, having played 19 matches. Heidelberg having played 17. Form not as good as it was earlier in the season. Leaking a few goals, particularly against some of the better teams. Mind you, everyone leaking goals against Calder. Only lost twice. Box Hill beat them 3-1. Bulleen beat them 1-0. Ball's at halfway. Aogi brought it back into play. Won by Tay. Through ball better now for Alonso. Alonso looking for a way through. On the switch to Lawson, who's on her own. Schreiber will approach her. Now she does well to loop it up, but across the goal face as the rain is the heaviest it's been all day and well over the byline at the Hawthorn end. 4-0 the scoreline. And the 4 leading goal scorers have all scored today for Calder. Sinclair and Zimmerman in the first half through headers. That magnificent long range from at least 10 metres away from the penalty area by Beard. What a shot that was. And Polly Doran, who came on as the sub. She scored 12 for the year. Beard 18. Sinclair's been subbed out 17. And Zimmerman's also been subbed out 33. Cut off. The kick in by Aogi. And eventually Calder put it over the sideline. This match petering out here. Disappointing performance by Alamein today, being outclassed by Calder, who are getting better and better as we get ready for the finals. Gummers at the back now. Left foot kick is okay to halfway for Calder. And then they've got numbers able to grab the ball at ground, able to kick the ball at ground level. Lucy Johnson. It's kicked into her as Ramble was trying to get out the back and set something up. Johnson wins for Alamein. She's been pretty quiet today. She goes back now to Schneider. Schneider is doing her best to try and control things defensively. Out now to Sano. Sano looking for her teammate in the middle of Moo. Just gets a boot to balls and an opponent came across her path. Back now to Schneider. Schneider down the right-hand side. Trapped by Lawson. Lawson is able to turn a couple of opponents inside out. Heads down the right-hand side. Kicks into bodies. Good play by Gummer to knock it over the byline almost. And then eventually it's kicked over the sideline once more by Calder. Content to do that because they know their structures will stand up as they get numbers back on the edge of the penalty area. Schreiber's there. But again, Lawson does well as it's pushed away by Calder. And they'll be very content with their 4-0 lead and comfortable win today. Alonso controlling it. Top of the penalty area. Trying to get a boot on that with Pastor, but couldn't get anything again. Can't get anything going. And yes, they've struggled, but they've struggled because Calder are just hard to penetrate and just so good when they've got control of the ball the way they just have those star players able to score goals and the defenders watertight. Everyone knowing exactly what they're doing. They're all on the same page. Hence why they've only lost twice this year and generally belted teams. Alamein back inside the attacking half. Trapped by Gummer. Combining defensively. And now they have a chance to bring it out towards the right-hand side. The quick-moving Rample does well, but turns it over to Checker. But she turns it straight back to Rample, who attacks it hard. Back inside the attacking half for Calder. On the edge of the penalty area, headed down by Schneider. And then Checker's there. A little boot to ball. Comes out from Alamein, but Rample's in the road again. Long, high, ballooning ball. Beard is there on the edge of the byline. Can she keep it alive? Barbieri saying that was out. Just keep playing, Melissa. The ref didn't see it. It's just kept alive by Johnson. But again, poor play as once again, good defence by Calder. And they combine brilliantly through Schroever. And then at halfway, Byrne. Gorsha back inside the attacking half. Rovers stripped of it by Pastor of Alamein. Roberts, one of the subs. And now Johnson trying to barge her way through. Way out on the right-hand side is Lawson. Schroever comes in though again and is happy to concede another corner. She's clever, Schroever. She knows exactly where Lawson is, who's standing very wide out on that right-hand side. And what Schroever does is she stands in between the goalkeeper and Lawson on the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. Good ball to the top of the box. It is headed down brilliantly by Tay, but well stopped by Aogi, who knocked it away and then cleared by the Calder defence. That was probably the best gilt-edged chance for Alamein today. Nearly scoring a goal, but again, good defence by Calder. They win it back inside the attacking half, Alamein. Tay, Johnson. Tay now down the left-hand side, looking for a way through. Goes wide now towards Checker. Checker to the top of the box, but again, good defence by Calder. Once more, Rovers runs into trouble, but brings it out the left-hand side. They look to try and set something up, but stripped brilliantly by Sano, who goes down. And it's going to be a free kick and a yellow card against Calder, their first of the afternoon. So a free kick to Alonso. The charge down by Calder was fair enough. Just 2 yellow cards given today, 1 for each team. So Alonso goes long and high, had a bit of elevation on it, having to jump up in the box to stop it was Aogi. It was certainly on target. They've had a few shots on target, but Aogi's been on the road a lot today, and we know that Calder have had a lot on target and scored 4 times. As our stats have constantly shown us today in our coverage. We thank Sportscast, our partners, our video partners, for looking after us today. James in tough conditions. As again, Alamein stop it at the back. Checker combining beautifully with Schneider. But again, Gummer's there. A little bit slow to get control of it. But a defensive pass to Aogi. Out to the left-hand side to Schrover. Sharing with Gummer again. Changing clubs from South Melbourne, who she scored twice with earlier in the season. Down the left-hand side. Here's Melissa Taranto. She can't control it. And Alamein saying they might have touched it last, but no. It's going to be Calder's ball inside their attacking half. 2 goals in each half, and one of the highlights was Angela Beard's long-range shot from at least 10 metres away from the penalty area. Melissa Taranto just couldn't track it. She backed back, and it just beat her comfortably. Good play now by Johnson. Boots it long and high. Lawson controls it with a nod. Down the right-hand side goes Roberts. Pass will be cut off again. Good defence at the back, Gummer. They just know where each other are in their defensive setup. Calder at the moment. Ball bobbling around at halfway. One by Byrne for Calder. Switching to Ramble on the right-hand side. I've been impressed with her industry today. Chopped off, though, by Lemieux. Down to Johnson. Johnson the back heel. Didn't find the target. Taranto almost had it stripped. Close to the line. That was good harassment by Alamein's Pastor. And it's over the sideline. Rain as heavy as it's been all day. And silly me didn't bring his raincoat. Schneider's at the back. And combining with Roberts, the ball is over the sideline again, as they might have had the last touch. Alamein. So nice and wet after an unseasonal week in July in the second month of winter. Not as cold as we thought it might be. Normally is in July in Melbourne. Morning's reasonably cold, but the afternoon's quite pleasant. Today, not so pleasant. In this match between first and third in the Women's Premier League as we're right into the business end of the season. For Calder, they've only got 6 games to go after this. As it will be Alamein's ball at the back. And Alamein have 7 as they're going to suffer their 4th loss. South Melbourne still have 10 as they don't play their 18th round match until tomorrow. Remembering, of course, 2 consecutive matches in a row at home at Heidelberg washed out because of very wet weather in late June. Now Sano does well to beat a couple of opponents to keep control of the ball. There was oncoming traffic there. She had a lot to contend with as Alonso turns it over at midfield, and now it's very heavy, that rain. I remember a match at Knox about 5 or 6 weeks ago. This is just about as heavy. Late in the match, hopefully. Johnson. Calder at the back. Gorsha not there. Rampel lends the support. Back to Aogi, the goalkeeper. Flat-footed a little bit, Gummer. 2 opponents approaching her. Goes wide though. Schrover down the left-hand side. Good play by Lemieux to try to volley it. Lost control of it. Back to Rovers now for Calder. Again cut off by Alamein at halfway. Nearly turned over by Calder in the middle of the pitch. Lemieux again. Couldn't get a decent touch on it. Calder again through Rovers. Kicks into bodies. His sister Elizabeth playing for Heidelberg tomorrow. It'll be interesting how they go too, having not played for a few weeks. And again, it's over the sideline. And an opportunity here. For Rampel, who's been brilliant today. Playing in a position of right back. Very organised, very composed. One of the smaller players out there, but knows exactly what she's doing like the rest of her teammates. They're just so well organised. And Rampel often taking a lot of the throw-ins well inside the attacking half for Calder. Their lead 4-0. The third time this year that Alamein have conceded 4 goals. Only conceded 22 for the year. They've scored 68. And it looks like for the second time they'll be goalless. The last time was back in round 1 against Calder. So they've only scored 3 times but conceded 11 goals against Calder in 3 matches. It's a bit of a problem. Here's a chance for another goal as that throw wasn't all that successful. Calder came in late and then Barbieri was just able to get to it. She elected to leave a line. A couple of times it hasn't worked today. And then there's a long shot by Calder, this time by Rovers. She had the right idea like Beard, but not the same elevation, and struck it a bit too high, and it balloons easily over the crossbar. So back into play Barbieri, one of Australia's best players. What a career she's had. To Schneider, down the left-hand side, now to Checker, trying to give them some run, but her pass only finds the bootlaces of Aogi at the back. Alonso comes at her to keep her honest. Aogi throws it out to the right-hand side to Gummer. Gummer inside the penalty area. Little pass to the top of the penalty area to Gorsha. Gorsha now brings it down towards Schrover. Now they've got a chance to set something up. This is good play by Melissa Taranto. Through ball, cut off by the Alamein defence. They've got numbers back. Good work by Checker. Missed though by Roberts. And that is the end of the game. It's all over. A wet end of the game. Won comfortably by Calder, 4-0. They scored in the 5th minute. A lovely header when heads clashed between the goalkeeper Barbieri of Alamein and Sinclair, who scored her 17th goal of the year. And then a lovely free kick. She lobbed it, taking the pace off it by Beard in the 25th minute. And Zimmerman, who doesn't miss out in scoring goals very often, only 3 times this year, headed it past Barbieri, who approached her, but was unable to get anywhere near her. Probably should have stayed on her line, but a great goal by Zimmerman. 2-0 at half-time. And then in the second half, what a shot it was by Beard, as Barbieri was unable to stop a long, long ball from at least 10 metres outside the penalty area. Beautiful ball it was too, the right elevation, the right carry. And we've seen a lot of those this year from well outside the penalty area. Great strike by Angie Beard, her 21st goal of the year. And then Polly Doran, one of the subs, came on and finished it off when she received the ball on the left-hand side. It was one-on-one with Barbieri, who left the line, and she got it past her down the left-hand side and found the left-hand side of the goal. So a terrific goal by Polly Doran to put the icing on the cake for Calder. They win 4-0. They've won 3 times against Alamein. If they meet again, they'll meet in the finals. And there's a lot of work for Alamein to do, as 4-all against South Melbourne last week. 4-0 going down to Calder today. Calder remain on top, 19 wins, 2 losses, and they've now got a semi-final, of course, in the Nike Cup this week against Heidelberg. For Alamein, back to the drawing board to find some form after what was a very fruitful previous 7 weeks where they dominated the competition. They'll sit third on the table no matter what Bulleen does tomorrow, and we'll have more football tomorrow from the Veneto Club Bulleen as they take on Heidelberg, who are 5th on the table and must win to keep their finals chances alive for Bulleen, looking to cement second spot. Thanks to James for all his hard work, and we look forward to joining you tomorrow at Bulleen. One blue, but it wasn't too bad.